If you're looking for a boat that is less than $2.5 million and is 80 feet long, then do I have an option for you? Come with us and let's take a look. What's the way we're gonna film this? Let's do this again. Oh, sorry. Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight. Today I am going to take you on a full thorough walkthrough of this 2013 Ferretti Yachts 800, an 80-foot marvel that looks as if it came out just a few years ago. Come with us and let's take a look. We're starting a walkthrough all the way from the aft deck, and you have this area for coming back to the boat from the water. You have a ladder that comes down, as well as a passerelle on the starboard side that extends all the way out. And underneath, behind this lead, is where you have a storage now for all your water toys. For example, Seabobs, etc. It does have a crane on the flybridge as well, which we will come back to in a second. Also on the port side is where you have access to your shower controls now. So if you want to rinse yourself down when you come back from the water, you can easily do that. Once you take your steps up now towards the aft dining area, on both sides you have gates so you can keep this area closed for the kids and for the pets. Right over here is where you have a sunbed / seating area now, where you can easily sit around, I want to say 8 to 10 people to have a nice sit down dinner. While you're having your dinner, you also have speakers integrated into the ceiling, plus an overhang, so it gives you ample amount of shade while you're lounging over here. Not to mention ample amount of spotlights to give you plenty enough light, even when you are cruising around or dining during the darker hours. Not to mention additional speakers and also a sun-bright TV. Coming back now on both port side, starboard side is where you have a access to your cleats with a winch, also a storage, so for the crew to keep everything nicely tucked away. And when not in use, this lead comes down and hides everything in a plain sight. Also controls for your winches right underneath here, nicely tucked away again. And on port and starboard is where you have side boarding gates. So coming on and off the boat is very easy, even if you have side docks. On the port side is where you can find a hidden helm station. So you pull this lead down and you have your throttle controls, your bow thruster, your stern thruster, everything nicely tucked away. Also your engine shut-off buttons right here as well. So once you come into the dock, easily controllable for the captain while in close quarters. And now I want to show you a cool little neat trick. They have hidden the hook for your lines, for the dock lines, nicely away. You'll never see it, but it's always there, ready to be grabbed at. As we walk now, I do want to point out that both port starboard side is an additional storage cubby, so keep everything nicely organized and hidden away. As we walk, you have an overhang with spotlights integrated right within. By the way, if you have not subscribed to YachtWay Spotlight, please do so. It's absolutely free and you will be seeing more videos just like this every single week. As we walk, you have a very high gunnels, so nice to grab onto, and for the kids, everybody, you can rest assured are safe on board. Getting towards the bow, and this is a great place to spend time on because number one, you have a large sunbed facing forward, and what is also facing forward is this U-shaped seating area. So if you want to come here, grab a cocktail, enjoy the views of Miami all around you, this is a great place to do exactly that. Also right in front of your little dining nook at the bow is where you have all your controls and systems for your anchor systems. Why plural? Well, because you have actually two anchors, one for the port, one for the starboard. So as you're being pushed away, maybe you want to anchor for a couple of nights, you can rest assured this system keeps you in place. And of course, lockers over here for your anchor chains. Coming back from the port side now, first off, you have actually a side boarding door for the crew. So right, easy access to the helm station itself. Not just do you have one helm station in the back for close maneuver docking, also helm station inside, as well as helm station at the flybridge, which we'll go check out now. Heading to the flybridge now, and first off, on the left-hand side, you have a nice handrail so you can hold on to as you're climbing up. Also, right in front of each step is where you have a pin light, so at nighttime it gives you this nice glow of light. Once you come up, of course, you have a door which you can keep closed, so if it rains or when it rains, you can rest assured this area downstairs, it stays dry, as well as if you have kids or small pets, you don't want anybody to fall off, you can close this place up. Once we are on the flybridge, all the way on the aft side now is where you have your Benzonzoni crane. So whatever water toys, like you see over here, we have 2 wave runners. So all the water toys can easily be kept over here. Plus, if you don't want to maybe keep wave runners here, you can also put a jet tender or perhaps even an outboard smaller tender. Right in front of that is where you have an area now to enjoy the views towards the aft with the freestanding furniture, or you can remove those obviously, maybe put here a yoga mat, have a yoga session, whatever you may like. Portside is where you can also find a barbecue. This looks like it has never been used, so whoever is going to be the new owner of this boat can put this one in a great use. Right below that is where you have storage bins and also a little counter area right next to that, so whatever things you may need to prepare, great for that. Talking about now the hardtop, which is fantastic because it gives you plenty enough shade while you're underneath it, but also has a speakers integrated in, so while you're lounging in the aft deck, you can easily listen to your favorite tunes. Coming underneath the shade now here, you can see first off on the port side is where you have a large dining area, U-shaped, so very easy to climb in, and actually plenty enough space in front of your legs as well, so you don't feel like you have to really squeeze yourself in. Once you're inside, good height for the table. I'm 6'1", good support here. High enough backrest, so gives you ample amount of support even while you're enjoying maybe a 11 or 12 course sit down dinners, because you have a galley right next to that which is meant for that, and perhaps not just for the dining but also for maybe preparing drinks, etc. This one is being used as a storage right now, but gives you a good idea. Right below your wet bar now is where you have a fridge on the left hand side and a storage bin right next to that. And of course, if you're getting bored from dining, you also have a TV to keep you entertained at all times. Now, right above you is where you have actually a soft top, so you can push a button. This thing opens all the way up and allows in a lot of natural light and all the sun rays you came to catch. Stepping to the helm station now on the flybridge, this one actually goes all the way down, so while the boat is stored at the marina, this whole area is protected from the elements, as well as your control units underneath this panel here. Throttle controls, as well as a steering wheel, bow, stern thruster, and as you can imagine, great views out wherever you are. So right next to the helm station is now where you have a seating area, so whoever wants to join the ride and be next to the captain, have a conversation, great place for that. Whoever wants to lay down, have an even more comfortable ride, there's a sun pad right in front of them. And right next to the sun pad now is where you have an additional access to the cabin or the main salon right down below. Alrighty, stepping inside the Ferretti 800 now. First off, you're greeted with a very open space, and the light wood makes it feel even more spacious. But before we carry on, I do want to point out that this whole area becomes semi like an indoor-outdoor entertainment area. First off, you have a sliding door, as you saw. This opens up, and this whole window panel actually goes all the way up as well, so giving you even more fresh breeze if you so desire. Maybe during the little bit colder times, this is a great way to let fresh air come in. On the both sides, you have large windows, so letting in, like I mentioned, ample amount of natural light if you do want to give yourself extra protection from the elements or from the praying eyes outside. You do have shades that you can electrically put down on both sides as well. So you have furniture now on both sides, plenty of place for everybody to lounge at, coffee table in the dead center, play games, whatever you may want to do. So while you are sitting down having a cocktail, you can grab a fresh drink actually from the fridge right next to you as well. So this one is properly stocked up for all these long nights that you may be experiencing on this boat. Close this up. You have an isotherm fridge, yeah? Close it up. Bookshelves, so if you want to keep any book and reading items on the side, you most certainly can. Dining table for easily 8 people, can have a proper sit-down dinner, and we'll take you and show you the galley area as well, which is a proper for this size boat, and great for these gourmet meals that you may be experiencing on this vessel. Right on top of that is a very cool light fixture. So you can see spotlights integrated right within, and it nicely curves and covers the whole dining area. Staircase that leads to the guest cabins and to the owner's cabin. We'll come back to that in a second, but very nicely done with a leather covering for the handrail as well. And you can feel the stitches underneath your fingers as you're grabbing onto it. We showed you outside that you have a staircase that leads down next to the helm station, and this is a staircase now. So you take from the flybridge straight down, so you arrive at the main salon here. And what it's also great for, if you want to come down and maybe use a day head, you do have a day head right next to the helm station, so it's easy way to access wherever you are on the boat. So all around the dining area now is where you have ample amount of cabinets. So all the dishes, etc. you may want to store, you most certainly can do that. Plus more cabinets right above that with a very nice leather paneling and this light taupe stitching right within the leather paneling itself as well. And a glass behind it, which leads us to the helm station. So let's go check out the helm station. Now, perhaps you as an owner want to have more privacy from the helm station while the captain is driving, or the captain wants more privacy. Then they have a sliding pocket door that closes all the way up, giving plenty of privacy for everybody and secluding and making these two areas totally separate. On the port side is where you have your helm station now with a Benzenzoni helm seat. This is actually very comfortable. We've experienced this one before. There are quite a few manufacturers who use the same seat, and very plush. Now, once you are in your helm seat, all the systems are right within your hand's reach. Your systems panels here, so if any alarms go off, you can see them right away. You have 3 masters screen right in front of you, and one of them has all the cameras, so pointing absolutely everywhere on the boat, so the captain can see everything that is going on the boat. That makes the docking actually significantly easier. Right below that is obviously your engine control units, your bow thruster, your stern thruster, as well as your throttle controls, your grid control for your remotes, etc., as well as your VHF control. So everything is within hand's reach. Stepping down from the helm station now, in front of that is where you have a crew lounge area. So if they want to maybe grab a bite to eat or plan your next trip at, this is a great place to do that. All around, a lot of windows for natural light to come in, and in front of that is where you have now the transitional area to the galley now. First off, you have your coffee area. This is properly set up over here, so whatever coffees you want to do, either more instant coffee for these quick grabs or maybe a gourmet coffee, where you have options here. A bar counter, so whatever food the crew makes over there, they can easily serve here, and the stew can take it to the dining table without taking these 3 steps down. But once you do take them down, you arrive at the galley itself with the 4-burner cooktop range right above, below that. Dual sink with obviously dishwashers, etc. right over here. So there's your galley with a Miele oven. This looks like brand new, huh? Looks like never been used before. You have your Ninja equipment here. You have your microwave, you have your Vitamixes, all the goodies that you may need, as well as a proper full-size fridge, which has this lock. Voila. So this opens up like this. You have so much space over here, you can fit everything inside. Close it up just like this. And right next to that is where you have plenty of storage space, so all the pots and pans, everything hidden away. Now perhaps you think, well, this is maybe too open, you want to give more privacy for the chef. Well, you do have that option as well. Just like this. Voila. And this is the staircase now that leads us to the crew cabin, but we will come back to that once we have taken a look at the owner's cabin. Alrighty, heading downstairs to the cabin area now. And talking about cabin area, if you perhaps want to come and see this boat in person, then you can schedule an in-person or a virtual tour right on YachtWay.com. It is the only platform in the entire world where you can schedule yacht showings like booking a table in your favorite restaurants. Talking about favorite restaurants, we're starting off with the owner's cabin, which is all the way aft now. So you have a full beam owners with, first thing dead center is a king size bed proper for the owner. Right in front of that is where you have TV, which you can enjoy from the bed itself, and also a vanity table for the ladies, mirror underneath and a cubby below. So whatever small things may want to be stored away, you can easily do that, with also a small chair right below that with a storage right underneath it. Right next to that is where you have a walk-in closet, so you can see how many things you can fit inside. This is kind of like an endless closet. Right above that is where you have also speakers, so one on either side, so you can listen to all the music or all the movies that you're watching. Going behind the bed now, what I do like, and you will see that in the guest rooms as well, is this curved ceiling, which becomes a mirror right behind the bed frame itself. And you have a nightstand on either side with drawers right below that, with your outlets and also light controls, as well as your shade controls with blackout shades right next to that as well. So even if you do want to get extra privacy, even when you're in the marina, you can definitely get it. Now, if you do want to maybe read a book but don't want to go to the bed itself, you have this nice seating area with leather paneling that goes all around, lights integrated into the ceiling itself. And this is a great place to come, lounge, perhaps enjoy the views, because you do have large windows, not just on the port side, but also on the starboard side, which is where you will find a full walk-in shower. And if you do want, you can actually close up these doors, and that's plenty enough privacy for you. You can see these are slightly like a smoked out glasses. Once you are inside, then you're greeted with a mirror right in front of you, large sink, really an oversized little cubby here for your toothbrush and toothpaste, and more storage right below. And towards the aft is where you have nice handle, by the way. So this is, the whole thing is magnet, so it stays closed, but to keep it closed, you have this little latch here. Yeah. We step inside. First off, you have a large rain shower right above you, 6'1", plenty of space still above my head, 185, 86 centimeter for the Europeans, depends on the day of mine. You also have a handheld wand, as well as a bench, so if you want to sit down, have a thoughtful shower, you most certainly can. Also shade, a blackout shade, and a porthole for fresh air right next to that. Keep it closed while on the way. And you also have simple human, shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, soap holder, with also a little holder here for your sponge. What is this? Oh, okay, cool. So there you go. So if you do want now not to get the water on the windows, voila, you have a protection for the windows, so you don't have to clean the windows after taking a shower. So for the full privacy, if you do want to put this one down, these are electric, by the way, you can control that right by the side of the bed. So stepping out from the shower and all the way forward is where you have your toilet area now, with a bidet, and same thing, natural light that comes in from the window. Obviously this one has a blackout as well to give you more privacy. But there you go. Really well done, nicely finished boat. You have this latch over here, good old latch, always works. And right next to that is where you actually have an additional storage area with a small safe, so things you may want to store away, as well as large drawers for all the things that you may want to store. Yeah, there you go. Now let's go check out the guest cabins. So from the owner's cabin, stepping out, first off, you're back in the hallway that leads to the main salon upstairs. And also first thing on your right hand side is where you have a day head, which also acts as a Jack and Jill for the guest cabin, which we'll come back to. But first we want to start off with the one that is on our port side now. Stepping inside, you know what's great? All the door frames are really high. And if you're on the taller side, you can make sure that you're not going to hit yourself against anything. Once you step inside, you have the same TV with a back panel that is actually a little bit elevated from the wall itself, so it gives you this nice textured look. Same curved bed frame top part like you saw in the owner's cabin. You have a nice blade over here for the AC, large window on your side with nightstands on both sides, drawers right below, light controls, and of course a reading light. This is actually a pretty cool one, like a very thin, very minimalistic one. You also have a bookshelf, one on either side, and a queen size bed with a quite large closet right next to that. And by the way, now if you're thinking about, oh yeah, this is great, this is going to be fantastic for maybe Bahamas, Bimini, or wherever you may want to go, and maybe you want to finance this boat to make it yours, then you can actually apply for financing also on YachtWay itself, and we put some numbers over here. Make it yours. Now on the other side of the bed is where you have an additional closet for the guests. So this one is being used as a linen closet right now, but as you can see, plenty of space for all your hanging clothes. And right next to that is where you have your toilet. Obviously, you have a mirror in front of that. A toilet right behind, a porthole for natural light and fresh air, as well as a walk-in shower. Same thing, magnetic door like you had in owner's cabin. You do have a rain shower right above your head. You also have a shelf right above you and a handheld wand. So if you do want to rinse yourself down, you can definitely do that. Plus, not to mention, even a small bench. So you can sit here like a schoolboy, you know. Stepping out and heading towards the bow now, which can be considered as an additional VIP cabin. So perhaps this one is the real VIP cabin and the one that we just came from is the second VIP. But anyhow, so first off, you come inside, plenty of more space. I love how they have done this curved ceiling right above the bed. You also see the LED light, so you do have a little glow of that right above the bed. Queen size bed, closets on the right hand side with a cabinetry right below the windows. So you do have large windows on the both sides, port, starboard. And to access the port windows, you actually step inside a shower area, which is quite large. You do have a large window over here with a medicine cabinet right above your sink. And of course, a walk-in shower, just like you saw in the other guest cabin that we just came from. Same shelf. You have a rain shower and little faucet over there for your handheld wand. And space is always something that you do need on a boat. And what they have done is they have made a small closet here for keeping your hairdryer or any cleaning devices that you may want to have. So this is great to have. And of course, light switches right next to that. Right in front of your bed is where you have a TV, and to make sure that you listen to the music and the tunes that come from the TV, you do have speakers actually right in front of your bed as well. And same thing it was in the first guest cabin that we just came from. Stepping out from the second guest cabin, heading into the kids' room now. This one has two, semi like a bunk bed, not a bunk bed. You have a larger one right in front of you and a twin size right on top of that with a TV on the end of the bed or in front of the feet for one bed. Large window on the side. And this is now the head that I mentioned that is also like a Jack and Jill. So you can use it as a day head or you can use it for the guests. Love how this one is like curved, which is probably the staircase that comes down, but they really nicely utilize this space, so it feels very spacious inside. Obviously a dry head with a large sink, medicine cabinet, and also a porthole for your natural light and fresh air. Now, as we head to the crew area, we're passing the helm station, the crew lounge area, the galley that you saw earlier, and this is the staircase that I mentioned that takes you down to the crew quarters. So you have 3 steps down. Now, once you're downstairs, then first off, you have a crew head on your right-hand side to the starboard side now for the shower, for the toilet, etc. And right next to that is where you have your crew cabins now. So you have 2 cabins, one on either side. Both have 2 bunk beds inside, so you can run this boat with 4 crew, an 80-footer. That's plenty enough crew, I would say. Taking extra 2 steps down now, you have a separate washer-dryer unit. So whatever laundry the crew may want to do, they can easily do that. Obviously, storage bins, etc. Everything next to that. And of course, especially in Miami, you need a proper size ice maker. And this one, I tell you, this one has an ice maker, proper industrial level ice maker. So whatever cocktails you may want to do, this will make sure that they stay cold. And now, of course, it is time to go check out the famous engine room. So one of the accesses is right underneath the cushions here. You have an additional one right in front of the dining table. But for the sake of science, we will take, you know, the hardest way to get there. So first off, take the steps down. Boom, boom, boom. Oh la la, I tell you that. You know what? There's so much space here. Alrighty, so we're downstairs by the engines now. Plenty of space. I mean, I'm 6'1", plenty of space above my head. This one is powered by 2 MTU engines, so you get Rolls-Royce engines for your boat. And we'll put some specs over here, what this thing has in terms of total horsepower as well as the fuel consumption. and also the range. By the way, talking about range, YachtWay is working on something very cool and revolutionary that has never been done in the world. So make sure you subscribe down below, because what we're about to do is going to change the way you buy boats and how you plan your trips with the new boats. But otherwise, you have two Cummins generators. You also have your freshwater maker, your water purifier. I mean, there's so much space all around over here, so it's very easy to maintain anything you may want. You even have a workbench on the port side with obviously your fire extinguishing systems over here. This is the engine room. This was a full, thorough walkthrough of the Ferretti Yachts 800. As always, if you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. If you want to see more boats just like this, then hit the subscribe button down below. And as always, if you're looking to buy your perfect yacht or this very yacht, then visit YachtWay.com. It is the most modern yacht listing in the entire world, where you can browse boats in full 3D, schedule tours for them just like you would book a restaurant table or find financing. As always, thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.